The pilot was Hartmann Horst Liensberger, and he was born on the 9th of May 1909 in Innsbruck, Tyrol, Austria, and he started his military training in the Austrian Bundesheer, and after the Anschluss of the 12th to the 13th of March 1938 was incorporated into the Luftwaffe, and eventually he was appointed commander of 5 Z Lehrgeschwader 1 on the 11th of April 1940. The rear gunner was Unteroffizier Albert Kopke. Unteroffizier means NCO in German in the Luftwaffe, and he was a corporal, and he was born on the 8th of January 1916 in Böhmel-Landkreis, Hessen, Germany. Their aircraft was damaged by a Hawk Hurricane of 249 Squadron, namely that of Flying Officer Percy Burton, as you can see here. Now, Lenny from RTB Models has done a very, very fantastic intro video for him on his channel for his build, so can you please check that out? Be very appreciative. Links will be at the end of the screen and in the description below. So with that, let's take a look at the kit I will be doing and the goodies I have with it. So the kit I'm going to be using is the Hobby 2000D version. Now you can make a C out of this straight out of the box with a couple of little modifications which I'll explain later. But as you can see, I've sped it up because there's a lot of sprues coming out of rear. But this Hobby 2001 came out in 2022, and so for the E version as well. But it is based on the Dragon kit, which first came out in 2008, and the D version respectively in 2009. So as you can see, you've got photo etched as well, straight out of the box. But anyway, I'm going to show you the instructions. Now, I'm going to go over the instructions quite quickly in a fashion you can pause these at any time as you wish. But as you can see, it is kind of fully there. There is room for improvement here and there. Also, you get ×2 full engines, so you do need to wire them completely up if you want to have them open. Also, as you can see, you don't get drop flaps or any separate ailerons, elevators, rudders or anything like that, which is probably a bit of a downside for this kit, but either way, not too bad. Also, you get a full complement of stencil data and also some really nice callouts for the paints. Now, the colour callouts, as you can see, you get ×3, which is nice, to be honest with you, but yeah, looks pretty good. Now, the decals themselves are done by Cartograph, and they are relatively thin. I wouldn't say they're super thin, but they would do the job for what you need them for. So yeah, very, very nice. And also, as you can see, you get the stencils there. And the photo etch themselves, it's in between sort of Edard and Trumpeter thickness, as you can see there. So there's been a lot of reviews on this kit over the years, so I'm going to look at the main aspects on this kit. And as you can see, the panel lining detail is kind of a bit trench-like, but you probably get away with that with paint, and there's no rivet detail on the top and next to no rivet detail on the bottom. So if you so wish, you can put that back in. And also, the radiators, as you can see here, don't look too bad, and you probably get away with them straight out of the box. On the inside of the main wheelbase, you can see there's no ejector pin marks. They're all in the inside and out of the way. And also, the fuselage is exactly the same. So no rivet detail whatsoever, as you can see going along there. And also the belly plate is exactly the same. Also, what you do get is you get a centerline bomb rack, and you get those 3 areas that sit behind the cockpit, which is a very nice inclusion. Also, sprue D, as you can see here, so you've got some of the wheelbase detail, you've got some of the cockpit detail, as you can see there, as you're going through. There's no flash, there's no areas that you need to worry about, there's no ejector pin marks that are going to cause you any issues. You have got drilled out barrels, which is very nice. And on the opposite side, again, you've got no ejector pin marks causing any issues. Same goes with the other cockpit parts, as you can see there. So the floor looks fine, and does the instrument panel, which looks lovely straight out of the box. Some nice picking out of detail there. Same with the radio at the back. So yeah, no problems with that whatsoever. And same goes with the sidewalls, but you do need to put in a lot of detail in wiring. Now onto the engines, as you can see, yeah, it doesn't look too bad straight out of the box. no flash, no problems again. Later wheels, as you can see, but they're not flat spots, which is probably a downside. You can't really get any wheels for this kit. They're the engines there, well, one of the engines, that's just 2 halves, and you've got the props there and everything. So you've got 2 times sprue of this one, so don't worry. So the next sprue, as you can see, you've got the cowling pieces, the top and the bottom, and you've got the front machine guns, which you can see there, which pretty much has got some nice drilled out sections there. And also you've got the early wheels, unlike the other sprue. On this sprue, as you can see, you've got all the gear detail. Pretty much the main gear itself is one solid piece, so that's going to be nice and strong for the kit, so you don't need to worry about that. And also you've got the tail planes, which you've got another set as well, and you've got the boat tail, which is for the D version, and you've got the normal C version, which I'm going to be using, and there. So pretty much all the details on there look fine, not a problem. The nose section is one complete piece, as you can see there. There is a seam line going round the bottom and the seam line going round the top, because it's just been moulded into one piece, as you can see there, which is very nice. So last of the kit parts, as you can see, you've got ×2 clear sprues. So let's look at the first one, and as you can see, they look really, really nice out of the box. Also, you've got the 2 different types of side windows for the pilot's area, one open and one closed for the windows, and pretty much everything else looks very, very nice and very, very clear, as you can see, no distortion there. The other sprue is very, very similar to the other one. In fact, exactly the same, no problems there. Alright, goodies time. Now, first off, I'm going to be using the interior set from Edard. As you can see there, I've got the instrument panel, which looks very nice indeed, and I've got another fret on the other side. Also, I've got the exterior set, which I'm pretty much sure is for the canopy, which, yep. And also, I've got the HGW seat belts, which I used on the Mosquito build, which I thought were fantastic, so I'm going to use again and again and again and again and again. Also, I've got the master gun barrel set, which pretty much makes the kit parts redundant. And for the exhaust, I got the quick boost set, as you can see here, but one downside is they've got a bit of flash on there. You do have to clean that up, but also it does make the kit parts woefully inadequate. And finally, I have 2 Black Dog pilot figures in 32nd, and pretty much this one is for a Bf109 cockpit open area. Now I'm hoping that this is going to fit the 110 open area for the cockpit. Yeah, we'll soon figure that one out. But anyway, there's one downside to that figure, is that there's a seam down the leg. The other downside is the pilot's head, which on mine has got a whacking hole in the back, but either way. And his arms and the gun looks really, really good. The other figure as well has got a couple of seam lines down the leg. Pretty much that's the only problem with this figure. And yeah, I'm not going to have any issues with this one because it's got nothing to do with the aircraft. It's going to be stood next to it. The only downside is I won't pay 16 quid for it. And this pilot's head and arm looks totally perfect. So there we have it. This video will air on the 10th of July, and that is when our builds will commence, both mine and Lenny's from RTB Models. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you again very soon. Cheerio.